Our sin is more easily remembered than our good deeds.
Mommy, what is that?
It is a philosophy of Democritus.
Who is Democritus?
Oh, so you want to know something about the life of Democritus?
Yes, Mother, tell me.
Okay. Democritus was born in Abdera in 460 BCE and died in 370 BCE. He was always cheerful and ready to see the comical side of life, and he was affectionately known as the laughing philosopher. He was known as one of the most traveled scholars of his time. He traveled to Persia, Babylon, Asia as far as India, Ethiopia, and Egypt, where he lived for 5 years being impressed by the Egyptian mathematicians. He also traveled throughout Greece to acquire a knowledge of its culture and meet Greek philosophers. Leucippus has founded a school at Abdera, and Democritus became his star pupil. Leucippus greatly influenced Democritus, with whom he is credited as co-founding atomism.
So, Democritus was a really great student back then.
Yes, dear.
But how did he become a philosopher?
His father was very wealthy and had even received the Persian king Xerxes on his march through Abdera. Democritus studied astronomy and theology from some of the Magi, or the wise men, which is the gift that King Xerxes left in Abdera as gratitude to Democritus' father. And on his father's death, he spent his inheritance on extensive travels to distant countries to satisfy his thirst for knowledge, and that is how he became a philosopher.
Mom, do you know any of his works?
Actually, yes, I do. Diogenes Laertius, the 3rd century historian of the early Greek philosophers, listed a large number of works by Democritus covering ethics, physics, mathematics, music, and cosmology, including 2 works called the Great World System and the Little World System. His works numbered 73, however, only a few hundred fragments have survived, mostly from his treatise on ethics. In the field of science, atomism was one of his works. With Leucippus, Democritus argued that the world, including human beings, are composed of very small particles which he called atomos, which means uncuttables in Greek, and these atoms make up everything we see and are. These atomos are moving in a vacuum called the void, an infinite space in which moved an infinite number of atoms that made up the physical world. In the field of epistemology, which is the philosophical theory of knowledge, Democritus distinguished 2 types of knowledge, bastard and legitimate. Bastard is a subjective and insufficient knowledge obtained by perception through the senses. Legitimate, on the other hand, is a genuine knowledge obtained by the processing of this unreliable bastard knowledge using inductive reasoning. In the field of math and geometry, he was a pioneer of math and geometry and produced works entitled On Numbers, On Geometrics, On Mapping, and On Irrationals, although these did not survive. He was also among the first to observe that a cone or pyramid has 1/3 the volume of a cylinder or prism respectively, with the same base and height. And lastly, in the field of ethics, he was one of the earliest thinkers to posit a supreme good or goal, which he called cheerfulness. Cheerfulness is a state in which the soul lives peacefully and tranquilly, undisturbed by fear or superstition or any feeling. He saw this as achievable through moderation in the pursuit of pleasure, through distinguishing useful pleasures from harmful ones, and through conforming to conventional morality.
Wow! Democritus has done a lot of important works that contributes to what we have now, just like his theory about atoms and in how to compute the volume of a cylinder or a prism.
Indeed, but even though he did some great works, he still failed to avoid all the criticism and other people that contradict his works, just like Plato and Aristotle, who disagreed with atomism. a theoretical approach that regards something as interpretable through analysis into distinct, separable, and independent elementary components. They did not accept the idea of atoms and argued the existence of such particles.
Oh, so even though you're great at something, there's always other people who's going to disagree with what you have done.
Yes, that is true. Love is one reality in this world. It's just that you can't please everyone.
Mom, can I ask another question?
Of course you can. What is it, dear?
Why do you like Democritus so much?
My child, it is because I can relate to some of his philosophies and I can apply it to my life. For instance, everywhere man blames nature and fate, yet his fate is mostly but the echo of his character. It means things that happen around us are caused by ourselves, like when you failed your exam. It is because I told you to study, and what did you do?
Instead of studying, I played Plants vs. Zombies.
What did you learn afterwards?
I learned to prioritize things.
Fools learn wisdom through misfortune.
Mom, ouch! Is it also one of Democritus' philosophies?
Yes. Take note also of good breeding in cattle depends on physical health, but in men on a well-formed character. That's why I raise you to be a kind and responsible person, because your character defines of what kind of person you are.
Yes, Mother. I always remember that. Whoa! Mom, I want that too. Buy one for me, buy one for me, buy one for me.
A sensible man takes pleasure in what he has instead of pining for what he has not.
Mom, are you telling me you won't buy that bag for me?
I won't buy that for you because you don't even need one. You already have your own bag, and even though it is much cheaper, basically they are just the same quality.
Oh, I just remembered. I have that bag, and I get it now. It also means to appreciate and be contented with everything that you have.
Good. I'm proud that you have learned something today. Let's go now. Do you want me to buy ice cream for you on the way home?
Oh yes, Mother. Thank you.